Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Sri Nisargadatta Maharaj's I Am That. And today we'll be looking at Chapter 7. And here I go, sharing the screen. Chapter 7 is the mind. So a small topic, the mind. So this is another great chapter. They're all great chapters, so I'm going to try to move around a little bit. So let's start with the questioner. Basically, he says, one law supreme rules throughout the evolution of forms for the growth and enrichment of consciousness and manifestation of its infinite potentialities. And Maharaj says, this may or may not be so. Even if it is only so from the mind's point of view. But in fact, the entire universe exists only in consciousness, while I have my stand in the absolute. In pure being, consciousness arises. In consciousness, the world appears and disappears. All there is me. All there is mine. Before all beginnings, after all endings, I am. All has its being in me, in the I am, that shines in every living being. Even not being is unthinkable without me. Whatever happens, I must be there to witness it. Why do you deny being to the world? I do not negate the world. I see it as appearing in consciousness, which is the totality of the known, in the immensity of the unknown. What begins and ends is mere appearance. The world can be said to appear, but not to be. The appearance may last very long on some scale of time and be very short on another. But ultimately, it comes to the same. Whatever is time-bound is momentary and has no reality. So the world can be said to be, to appear, but not to be. It comes and it goes. It is time-bound, it is momentary, and therefore has no reality. Let's scroll down a little bit in the chapter. He asks, can you describe it? Maharaj says, only by negation, as uncaused, independent, unrelated, undivided, uncomposed, unshakable, unquestionable, unreachable by effort. Every positive definition is from memory and therefore inapplicable. And yet my state is supremely actual and therefore possible, realizable, attainable. Past and future are in mind only. I am now. The world too is now. Which world? The world around us. It is your world you have in mind, not mine. What do you know of me when even my talk with you is in your world only? You have no reason to believe that my world is identical with yours. My world is real, true, as it is perceived, while yours appears and disappears according to the state of your mind. Your world is something alien, and you are afraid of it. My world is myself. I am at home. As long as the mind is there, your body and your world are there. Your world is mind-made, subjective, enclosed within the mind, fragmentary, temporary, personal, hanging on the thread of memory. So is yours. Oh no. I live in a world of realities, while yours is of imagination. Your world is personal, private, unshareable, intimately your own. Nobody can enter it. See as you see, hear as you hear, feel your emotions and think your thoughts. In your world, you are truly alone, enclosed in your ever-changing dream, which you take for life. My world is an open world, common to all, accessible to all. In my world, there is community, insight, love, real quality. The individual is the total, the totality in the individual. All are one, and the one is all. Is your world full of things and people as is mine? No, it is full of myself. But do you see and hear as we do? Yes, I appear to hear and see and talk and act, but to me, it just happens. As to you, digestion or perspiration happens. The body-mind machine looks after it, but leaves me out of it. Just as you do not need to worry about growing hair, so I need not worry about words or actions. They just happen and leave me unconcerned. For in my world, nothing ever goes wrong. In my world, nothing ever goes wrong. Everything happens all by itself. Robert Adams says there is a power that moves the clouds from one part of the sky to the other, a power that grows the grass, a power that beats your heart, a power that breathes and inhales using your lungs. There is one power, one life that is really the infinite intelligence and creativity, which is doing everything. One consciousness, one absolute supreme reality. This is why we are told to simply let go and let God. Let go and let God. Surrender to that power, to that wisdom, to that intelligence that knows, that moves, that lives you. Relax and rest. Even though we rest as awareness, this rest is totally alive. It's totally dynamic. And yet it's at rest. It sounds like a contradiction, but it's possible to totally be at peace and resting as awareness, and yet feeling very much alive and awake and aware of each present moment. Instead of living from the mind, living in the heart and allowing everything to flow from the heart, allowing all of the doing to flow from this sense of being, rooted and grounded in this infinite love, this infinite intelligence and creativity. Resting, relaxing, and allowing life to move like a river. As Nisargadatta said a couple chapters ago, life is a river that flows between the banks of pain and pleasure. Let it flow. Let it move. Let it grow and expand. Allow that power, that knowledge, and that wisdom to live your life, to live you, surrendering to the higher self, surrendering to the absolute supreme. Om. A few chapters ago, I was saying, if you have 10 people in a room, you have 10 different perceptions of reality. And that's what Nisargadatta is talking about again today in this chapter, that each of us, mostly, we live in our minds, in our imaginations, in our stories. And he is inviting us to move beyond the mind, to find that which is common to all of us, where there is true community, oneness, sharing, giving, loving, helping, moving towards this sense of one common humanity, one common consciousness, one divine intelligence. Recognizing when we say namaste to someone, that means the light in me recognizes the light in you. Nisargadatta refers to it as the I am presence that is always present in the here and now. The awareness coming through the eyes, the aliveness, the spirit that each of us have, each of us being a spark of the divine. And you feel it, don't you? As you go through your day, you come in contact with certain people where that I am presence, that presence of love and light and awareness, it exudes from their being. And we are attracted to that. We quite often attract those who are at the same frequency as ourselves. So again, the invitation is to go beyond the personal. It's not about rejecting or judging the personal. The personal is actually fine. The personal also is the perfect expression of oneness. But when we remain in that personal, quite often we suffer. We, as Byron Katie says, we believe stressful thoughts. We believe stressful stories that the imagination is creating. So this is an invitation to go beyond the stories, to be present, fully present in the here and now, to be aware of awareness, to be aware of the heart and the love and the compassion in the heart, to be aware of the dynamic intelligence and creativity that flows through your being, and to be aware of this beautiful creation. As I went running this morning, where I live, I always see chickens running around in the morning. Watching the chickens, even watching the ants scurry across the sidewalk, watching the grass grow, looking at all the trees alongside the road, feeling the heat of the sun. We are surrounded by abundant life, so much creativity, and all of it is growing and expanding and growing and expanding and evolving and evolving. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Sachidananda Murtaye Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om, peace, peace, peace. Thank you, everybody, for watching today. Have a wonderful, blessed day. See you again. Namaste.